Hi guys, my name is Maxine Pittman and welcome to our newest YouTube channel, Tress Talks. Like and subscribe at the bottom if you like more content like this, and tell us down in the comments what you guys are interested in hearing about. So, my name is Maxine Pittman. I'm the owner and founder of Tress Obsessed. If you haven't heard about us, we are a beauty vending machine company that offers travel size hair care, travel size convenience items, and travel size skincare items catered to women and travelers of color. So, let's rewind a little bit. Let's say 2019, 2018, right before the pandemic started. I was in my Southern California apartment and I decided I didn't want to work in corporate America anymore. I wanted something that was passionate for me, something that could bridge some of my hobbies together, and something where I can offer a solution to my community. So I first decided, you know what? Tress Obsessed started out, if we're going way back and really talking about the real. So back in 2018, I'd say, I got with one of my mentors. She owned a chain of beauty supply stores. I also was working at the time as her chief operations officer for her beauty supply stores and some of our other business ventures. And I really wanted to get in the game. I really wanted to offer my community something that they had never seen before. I really wanted to offer myself something that I had never had before. Obviously, everybody talks about generational wealth. Everyone talks about having something of their own and not having to work for someone else. And that's what I wanted. But I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Let's just say that. So going back, I decided, I said, you know what? I said, Los Angeles is a city just like New York, just like Miami. LA is a city that never sleeps. When you go to bed, if you have a regular 9-to-5 job, there are people who are working all night, people that work at clubs, at bars, people who are driving Uber, people who work overnight shifts at different jobs. So I wanted to offer LA and the city that I came from something that they had never seen before. And I decided, I said, you know what? I want to start the first 24-hour beauty supply. And my mentor was like, are you sure you want to do this? And a lot of my friends, I was talking to them about it and people were like, whoa, like that's something that we've never seen before anywhere. So I did my research, I got my LLC, and I decided, I said, you know what? I want to be called Tress Obsessed Beauty Supply, right? Then the pandemic hit, of course. So I started seeing a lot of my friends and family that own businesses that were trying to keep their business open, whether they were leasing a space or they had an office building or an office that they would go to, and they were trying to pay rent on these offices, on these leases, and then also pay their rent or their mortgage at home where they lived, and it just wasn't working. A lot of people lost businesses, and I decided, I said, you know what? I have to learn how to pivot. And I spoke with my mentor and I said, you know what? I need to figure out a way where I can still offer something that people need in terms of beauty and in terms of travel, which were two things that I love doing. I love beauty. I love sitting in the mirror, putting on my makeup. I love, getting new hairstyles, trying new things with my hair, trying creative stuff with everything that I like to do in terms of my beauty. And I wanted to bridge the gap between my beauty and my travel passions. So I said to myself, I said, okay, what is a business that I can do where I can offer something for women who want to travel and also incorporate beauty in that? And I thought about my experience when I go to the beauty supply. And I said to myself, you know what? Nobody ever purchases the travel size items. Like whenever I would go into Sally's or even go into my local, like even some of the Black owned beauty supply stores in Los Angeles, I always kind of saw the travel size stuff kind of thrown in the back, or it was kind of next to the clearance section, and nobody really cared about the travel size stuff. And I wanted to change that. And even when I was back in college, I always was fascinated with vending machines. But at the time, being like a broke college student, I didn't have the money and the funds to start my own vending machine business, doing like the normal snacks and sodas that everybody does with vending machines. But I said to myself, I said, okay, if I can't do a beauty supply, I want to be able to change and pivot my business and figure out a way where I can do this and still offer something that people need. So I said to myself, I was like, well, wait a minute, I can do travel size hair care and beauty items in vending machines. And it was like my huge aha moment. And I talk a lot about it in my e-course. I talk a lot about it in my ebook when I had my ebook out. And I was like, you know what? I want to do this. And I was so excited about it. I started doing my research. I even got like a part-time job because at the time I was working a corporate job, and I even got a part-time job working nights at Sally's because I was like, I want to learn as much about hair care products as I can. Like, I can only speak at the time, I can only speak on the hair care products that I had used on my own hair. But there are women who do lace front wigs. There are makeup artists, cosmetologists, hairdressers, stylists, and then there's the everyday woman who changes up her hairstyle all the time. And sometimes she wants it straight. Sometimes she wants it curly. Sometimes she wants braids. Sometimes she wants a weave. Sometimes she wants a wig. And I wanted to be able to bring something for everyone. And I said to myself, okay, so we're going to go from Tress Obsessed Beauty Supply to then Tress Obsessed Beauty Vending. And that's when the whole craziness of the vending machines started. So this is what happened. Once I decided that I wanted to start the vending machine business, it was like my life went from a speed 7 to a speed 1000, super quick. So I had to figure out how to learn an industry. Again, at this point, it's like right around the end of 2018, early 2019. And I had decided, I said, you know what? I want to do this vending machine thing. I talked to my parents. I talked to my friends. I talked to my mentor. And I had a few friends that had been in the beauty industry for a while and had ran the idea by them. And everyone thought that it was like amazing. And that it was genius, because I wanted to bridge the gap with beauty and with travel, and give people an experience with vending machines that they had never seen before. When people think of vending machines, they think of like Coca-Cola, like soda cans, snacks, food. And I had decided like, no, I want, men have been doing vending machines since the 1920s, the 1910s. I want this to be something for women. I want this to be a fun, girly experience, where women can go up to a vending machine and purchase the travel size hair products that they love in brands that they love and the brands that they trust, that, they like using on their hair. So I had to figure out how I was going to learn an industry that I knew nothing about, vending machines. And I spent the next 11 months doing nothing but research, just burying myself in my laptop as soon as I got off from my corporate job, and if I wasn't working my part-time job, learning about hair products at Sally's, I was like burying myself on my computer, trying to figure out everything I knew about starting a business, about doing vending machines, because on the business side, I did know about running a business, but the business that I had had before that, it didn't go too far. So I only maybe, got to like doing the research part. I didn't get into getting an LLC, getting my EIN number, doing payroll registration. I didn't get into any of that kind of stuff. So I had to do a deep dive, and I spent the next 11 months learning about the industry and figuring out how I was going to facilitate this. And I said to myself, okay, I need to figure out what type of locations I want my vending machines to be in. And I said to myself, okay, I'm going to start calling, and pitching my business. And I put together like a little pitch deck, and I put together like what I wanted my machines to look like. And I had researched all these different wholesalers and distributors, and manufacturers that made vending machines. And I was like, okay, so this is how I'm going to do this. Decided, okay, so I'm just going to start calling people, telling them, hey, this is what my business does. And I ended up burning myself out, trying to make calls. And I remember sitting in my apartment and being like, wait a minute, like, I'm going to burn myself out if I'm trying to make 10 calls, 20 calls a day when I get off if I get off at my job at 5 and most businesses close at 5, then I have to spend my lunch break or even before work trying to figure out how I'm going to reach out to these people. Then I switched it up and I said, okay, maybe I can look for a service where I can pay somebody to make calls to pitch my business to all these different venues and say, hey, this is why you need a beauty vending machine. And then I got burnt out with that. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I can just start emailing people. Got burnt out with that. And I said, okay, you know what? I can't do this. And I came up with, and if you want to know more about this, because I'm going to go into this in detail. I go into this in detail in my e-course, in my ebook, about the different tactics that I use, because I learned from being in property management at previous jobs that I had been, corporations that I had worked at before. I learned a very tactical way to hit a bunch of different locations in one sitting. And I used that strategy to reach out to a bunch of different businesses. And that's how I started getting contracts so quickly. And once I had ordered my vending machines and I was like waiting for them, I said, okay, I need to secure these contracts. And anybody who's in vending machines will always tell you, do not order or buy a vending machine before you get a contract. So I said, you know what, let me get these contracts and I'll order the vending machines. And I had gotten like 6 contracts within like 6 months with big venues from using the tactics that I learned at other jobs. And I said, you know what? Okay, I can literally be in 100 shopping malls, or I could be in 100 military bases, or I can be, I could be in all these different venues and at one time and say, you know what? I want to grow quickly. And that was me putting the horse before the carriage, and I got ahead of myself. And I had to stop and say, you know what? I can't do I can't do all of this by myself. I need to hire a team. So growing my team, that is a whole nother story. And I feel like, let me know, comment part 2, part 3, if you guys want to hear a part 2 and part 3, because I know that I'm not going to be able to get into everything that happened when I first started running my business. So I may have to do a few parts of this, but comment below if you want a longer version of all of this, because I'm going to probably have to get through it quickly just for this video. But I just want to give you guys the background on how we started. There were a lot of bumps in the road in the beginning. I had to hire a team because I said, okay, if I'm going to have vending machines in different states, different places, I'm going to have people that are maintaining them, putting products in them, checking for the cash, making sure that all the, mechanisms on the machine are working correctly, and several other things. So I said, okay, I need to start figuring out how I want to hire people. And if there's anybody in the comments that's a business owner, let me know. Because if you are, that there are so many different things that go into running a business. You have to do marketing. You have to do shipping. You have to do logistics. You have to do operations. You have to be HR. You have to be management. You have to be everybody. And I was only one person. I said, okay, I can't do all of this by myself. So in April of 2021, so the pandemic had already started. My vending machines arrived. I had already signed on contracts. Everything was moving very quickly, and it's all honestly a blur. But and I'll get into that in the next video that I put out about how it was when I first launched the first 2 vending machines. So we launched our first 2 vending machines in Los Angeles at Del Amo Fashion Mall. We are no longer at that mall anymore, which is a story for another video. But we launched in that mall, and I had a few friends that were like big on Twitter that, were very active on Twitter, and they were like, you need people to know about this. You need people to know about this. And me, I was a very naive business owner. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put this out, and my idea is so amazing. Everybody's going to love it. And people did love it, but it didn't catch on the way that I wanted. And I remember, I'll never forget people telling me like, hey, beauty vending machines are like a new thing. And at the time, I only had maybe 1 or 2 competitors in the country. Now, mind you, I'm in Southern California. I'm looking like, okay, there's only one woman here. There's only one woman here in this state that are serious competitors. Now, everybody and their mother does beauty vending machines. And, you can sell anything in a beauty vending machine. You can sell, if you have like your own body wash line, if you have your own eyelash, fake eyelash line, if you want to sell hair bundles, you can put anything in a beauty vending machine, which is great because it's so versatile. And I think that's why a lot of people are attracted to it as a business endeavor. So going back to us launching, when we launched, we went viral. I had a friend that posted me on Twitter, and then it was taken from Twitter and it was brought back to Instagram, and we went viral. And at the time I had an ebook because I had friends that were like, you're learning so much being a business owner. You should put out your own ebook. And I was like, I've never done an ebook before, but I'm like, you know what? I have a master's degree. I can, if I have a master's degree, I could write a 10-page or a 5-page ebook. Like that's not that. And I sold my ebook for, I want to say $40 in the beginning. And we made like $6,000 in like 3 days. So that was great. And we started getting orders on our website. And that was another aspect of the business is I wanted to, I knew that I was smart enough to know that, okay, I can't be in a million locations at once. But what I can do is bring the products that we sell in the vending machines to our website. So, I had a website created, we had social media accounts set up, and I said, okay, anybody who is in a city where we don't have a vending machine, they can purchase the products online and we can just ship them to our door, which is easier anyway than getting in your car, getting dressed, going to a location and buying from our vending machines. So, that is how that went. And it was probably one of the craziest times of my life. When we went viral, it was picked up on Instagram, Twitter. It was picked up on TikTok. We had one of Beyonce's photographers reposted our stuff on Twitter, and then and different celebrities and big influencers were following us and reposting our stuff. And I had people in my inbox hey, do you need investors? It was insane. I felt like my life was a blur. But it was really exciting. It was exhilarating because it's nice to know that a business that you created off the top of your head, is exciting to people. And, and then also a lot of women were starting to look up to me, were inspired by what I was doing. And it felt good to inspire other women to, leave their jobs and want to start their own businesses, even if it wasn't in beauty vending machines, if it was in something else that they like to do. So that was another aspect of everything that happened. And since then, things have slowed down a lot, and I can give you guys more stories in my next video. I do plan on posting videos, at least 2 or 3 times a month on different topics. So if there are any topics that you guys want to hear about, or any questions that you guys have about the beauty vending machine industry, or about products on our website, or about my e-course or my ebook, because I do have an e-course and an ebook that we sell on the website as well, and you guys can go there. And I have a free masterclass. So if you're somebody who doesn't know if you want to get into beauty vending machines and you are still kind of on the fence and you just want some free resources, we do have a free masterclass on the website as well that you might want to check out before you purchase anything. If you are somebody who kind of is already in the industry, or you've already purchased your first vending machine and you're like, you know what, I just need a little bit of help, we do have templates that we sell for $40 each. Those are on the website as well. And if you're somebody who needs a lot of help and you don't know where to start and you want very detailed resources, we do sell the e-course, and that is, I believe, 8 modules, and there's 43 lessons in there. There's a pitch deck template, all of the templates that we sell for $40, all the a la carte templates are included in the price of the e-course. So there's a ton of stuff in there. So you guys should check it out. But if you are somebody who is just simply interested in our products, the travel size products, we sell over 60 different travel size products. They're all TSA approved sizes, 4 ounces or less. So you can carry them on your carry-on luggage, your regular luggage, checked bag, duffel bag, backpack, purse, clutch, all of that. They all fit in all of those types of bags, and they're easy to travel with, so that you don't have to sacrifice your hair care routine when you're traveling, when you're on road trips, whether you are on a train or a plane or on the subway. And that is why I created this brand. So that is where we are at today. We now are working on getting into other spaces like travel spaces, hotels, resorts, college, universities. So we have a lot of stuff brewing right now that's going to be coming up for 2024, 2025, 2026. That is going to be super exciting for the brand. So right now, if things seem a little quiet on our social media, we're just trying to work to get into spaces that our followers and our audience and our customers really want to see us in. If there's a location that you feel like would be great for us to be in, drop it down in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. We always love hearing from our audience and our customers and hearing their ideas as well for the brand. That's always exciting. And I hope that you guys stay tuned for all of our future videos. I hope you like and subscribe below. Thank you for watching our first video, and I'll see you guys soon. Because I don't want